Have you ever noticed how a man can swear he's not the emotional type, yet suddenly he's calling you late at night just to hear your voice? Or he opens up to you about something he's never told anyone else. That's not random, that's not just attraction. That's what happens when you touch an emotional trigger inside him. See, men like to believe they're in full control of their emotions. They walk through life strong, unshaken, untouchable. But the truth beneath that armor, they're being pulled in by invisible, emotional magnets that run on autopilot. And when the right woman activates those magnets, he feels something so deep he doesn't even understand why. He just knows, I can't let her go. In this video, I'm going to reveal 10 secret, emotional triggers that make men feel deeply connected and invested. These are not games. These are not manipulations. These are the keys to creating a real, lasting connection with a man. One where he doesn't just want you, but chooses you over and over again. Let's dive in. Trigger 1, I see the real you. Most men wear a mask every day. They're expected to be strong, capable, and never show weakness. But beneath that mask is a version of him no one sees. The boy with dreams, doubts, insecurities, even a silly sense of humor he hides from the world. When you notice and appreciate that hidden side, he feels a rare kind of safety. Don't just compliment what he does, acknowledge who he is when he's not performing. Say something like, most people probably see you as confident and strong, but I can tell there's a quiet, thoughtful side of you that runs deeper than you show. Watch how his eyes soften. That's the moment the mask slips. And once a man feels safe enough to show you his unfiltered self, that's when real emotional attachment begins. Trigger 2, gracefully challenging his ego. You might think men want endless praise, but here's the secret. Men don't truly respect women who only flatter them. What wins their respect and their heart is when a woman can stand her ground with grace. For example, if he makes a bold or cocky claim, instead of nodding along, you could smile and say, I'm not sure I agree with that, but I'd love to hear your side. You didn't insult him, you didn't attack. You challenged him with elegance. This small act makes him see you differently. Suddenly, you're not just another woman feeding his ego. You're someone he admires, and that admiration slowly transforms into emotional desire. Trigger 3, the shared secret effect. Want to make a man feel emotionally loyal without ever saying, I love you? Share a personal secret. It doesn't have to be heavy. Just something small that tells him, I trust you, for example. On a late night call, you might say, I don't usually admit this, but I get nervous around people. I admire that tiny confession plants a seed. He now feels chosen, trusted, and responsible. And every time he remembers that moment, he feels more bonded to you. That secret becomes your emotional anchor, something that ties his heart closer to yours, without him even realizing it. Trigger 4, the soft landing effect. Life is not gentle with men. They're told to carry the weight, solve the problems, never crack under pressure. Even when they're exhausted, they'll put on a brave face. But imagine this. He comes home quiet after a hard day. Most people would either push him to talk or give him cold space. But you softly say, you don't have to explain. Just sit, I've got you. That's a soft landing, no pressure. No judgment, just safety. And men attach not to the woman who constantly excites them, but to the woman who makes them feel at peace. When you become his peace, You become his home, and that's a bond he never wants to lose. Trigger 5 micro-connection moments. Sometimes it's not the grand gestures that stay in his heart. It's the small, quiet moments. A quick squeeze of his hand. A knowing smile across the room, laughing at his joke when he didn't expect it. Remembering the little details he once told you. These moments don't scream romance. They whisper it, and for a man taught to suppress emotions, those whispers go deeper than shouts. They create familiarity. They make him think of you when he's driving, working, or even lying awake at night. That's how you become unforgettable. Trigger 6, the mirror of masculinity. Every man silently asks himself, am I enough? Do I measure up? When you show up in your feminine energy, soft, graceful, confident, receptive, you reflect his masculinity back to him. Around you, he feels more like a man, not because you're stroking his ego, but because your energy balances his. It's like a dance when one leads and the other flows. There's harmony. Your softness is the contrast to his hard edges. Your openness is the space where his strength feels needed. That polarity isn't just attraction, it's emotional depth, and once he experiences it, he'll crave it over and over again. Trigger 7, the weirder team feeling. Men don't fear commitment. They fear being alone inside commitment. They fear relationships where it's me versus you, instead of us versus the problem. So when you show him that you're his teammate, everything shifts. If he's stressed about a tough decision, instead of saying, you'll figure it out, you could say, we'll figure it out together. Those two words, we will, are powerful. Suddenly he sees you not just as his girlfriend, but as his partner. And once he feels that team energy with you, he'll fight to keep it, because no man ever lets go of the woman who makes him feel like he's not alone in this world. Trigger 8, emotional surprise. One of the most powerful ways to stay in a man's heart is to surprise him emotionally. Not with the gifts or drama, but with the unexpected kindness. Imagine he admits a failure he's ashamed of. He expects judgment, but instead you say, that must have been tough. I'm proud of how you handled it. That grace will stay in his memory forever. Or after a fight, instead of waiting for him to reach out, you send a soft message, I don't want to win. I just want us to be okay. That vulnerability surprises him. And those little surprises are what echo in his heart at 2 Tittle a.m., making him realize she's different. She's the one. Trigger 9, the gentle admiration. Men don't just want to be admired for their achievements. They crave admiration for who they are when no one's watching. Instead of praising his paycheck or success, notice the way he cares for his family, the way he keeps trying even when life is hard, or the way he remembers tiny details about you. That kind of admiration doesn't inflate his ego. It nourishes his soul. And a man never forgets the woman who made him feel truly valued. Trigger 10, the feeling of home. At the end of the day, attraction fades, looks change, life gets messy. But one thing never fades: the feeling of home. When a man feels like himself with you, when he feels safe, respected, admired, challenged, and deeply seen, you stop being just another woman. You become his emotional safe haven. And once he feels that there's no going back, you're the woman he'll fight for, protect and cherish, because in his heart, you're not just love, you're home. So remember, love, it's not about what you give him, it's about how you make him feel. These little triggers don't just attract a man, They keep his heart locked on you forever. Which one do you feel works best for you? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to know. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell, because in my next video, I'll reveal the 7 things men only say when they're truly in love. You don't want to miss it.